Hey everybody, this is Rustin with Metalholic and the Examiner. With us, Dez Fafara of DevilDriver. How you doing, brother?
I'm doing good, man. How about yourself?
Absolutely wonderful. You had a bit of a respite, a little change-up, hooking up with your old band Cold Chamber last year, but you are back with the meat and potatoes of your life, DevilDriver. How's everything in the land of Dez and DevilDriver right now?
Oh, everything's killing, man. We're excited for this release. I think we've made one of our best albums over the course of our history. And, I revisited Cold Chamber for a little while. I mean, it wasn't as long as people think because we only had a few tours, and most of those tours were 10, 12, 15 days long, except we did do a month in the States, you know.
Right.
But it's good to be back. It's good to be back in DevilDriver's world right now. I'm getting ready to start rehearsals in about a week, and we're just excited as all hell to release this record and go out and have a good time on the road.
Awesome. Well, let's talk about that a little bit. This is the sixth DevilDriver album, Winter Kills, comes out August 27th. This will be your first record for Napalm, sort of a rebirth, if you will. How is that partnership working so far?
It's absolutely working killer. I felt their passion from the inception, from the first meeting. We also stayed with Roadrunner Warner Brothers overseas in Australia and signed with Metal Blade for Japan. So I've got good working partners and a great record. Let's hope all goes well.
Nice. This will also be the first album with new bassist Chris Towning. How did his presence impact the new record in your mind?
Well, Chris didn't write on this record. He's kind of our secret weapon for the next record. The record was primarily written before we made the choice actually to have him be a full-time member. So it's actually a good thing because we had the record in the can, we had good tunes, and he didn't even want to mess with it. You know, he thought, hey, this is a great record. Let's write together on the next one. So he's going to be my secret weapon on the next record.
Sweet. So we've got that to look forward to. One change you didn't make this time was that producer. Once again, you tapped Mark Lewis. What is it about that dynamic that works so well for you guys?
I think he really knows how to get the best out of all of us. He knows how to work with me. He knows the tones we want. You know, he's worked with a lot of bands, but he knows that we want to do something different, and we want to make sure that our sound remains special and remains different. He knows how to get the best out of us, and working with him is always a pleasure. He's totally professional, shows up on time, does his gig, and he knows the band, so it's a good thing.
Right, and he's made some amazing records, not just with you guys, but with so many other people. So the record, Winter Kills, it really continues to move the band forward, but it's got a lot of big hooks, and it definitely recalls the first three records, too. So tell us a little bit, if you will, about Winter Kills from your perspective.
Well, I think DevilDriver has a signature sound, and over the whole catalog, you can hear the signature sound, but every record is different, and essentially it should be that way. We don't ever want to be stagnant, make the same record twice. I think it would really let the fans down. So this record is a big groove-filled record. Huge groove, massive hooks, very tight arrangements. The playing is just phenomenal. When I first started to get the demos, I just got excited to write right away. It's a very cohesive record. Really, it definitely it flows. And, we're excited about it. If you listen to interviews I've done in the past, you'll never hear me say, this is our best record ever, because it kind of leaves you nowhere to go on the next record. But this is our best record. It's the best of all the worlds that we've done. I'd like to say if you're a DevilDriver fan, you're going to go nuts over this one. If you're not a DevilDriver fan, this one may turn you around. And if you've never heard us, this may be the one that you want to pick up, and then you'll end up going back in the catalog to see what we've done, where we've come from, and how we've grown.
Well, and the sense that I got when listening to it, and I don't know if it was the fact that you had a little break away from the band, Chris is playing bass on the album now and everything, but there was almost a sense of reinvigoration in the vibe to it.
Well, look, when we moved with Roadrunner, we didn't feel a lot of passion over there on the last two records in the United States. Overseas, I thought the label was doing great for us, but we didn't feel a lot of passion. So I think the feeling you're feeling within the music is where we're all going. We're excited. It is a new birth. We are with a new house, in a sense. We knew that we had to come with something special. And from what I'm hearing around the block, and from all the other musicians that I've played it for on the road, this is the one. So we're extremely excited.
Absolutely. And I've always wanted to ask you anyway, how do you, now that you're like 6 albums into it, how do you approach each album to make sure it stands apart and stays fresh for you? Because even though it is all DevilDriver, you can clearly hear it on every album. Every album has had its own unique, it could stand on its own, if you will.
Right. Look, I think the way to stay relevant is to do music from your heart, and that's what we do. We have so many musical influences within the band. Everybody that knows me knows I listen to everything from blues to black metal, to Black Flag to Black Sabbath. So all of those influences come out on different records. You have different guys taking leads on different records, writing more than others, and in that sense as well, you get something different. And the way to be relevant over a sixth record is to make sure that you come from the heart, you do something special, and you don't let people down that have had 10 years invested in what you've done.
And speaking of listening to everything, it sounds like your kids actually got you listening to some stuff too. You opted to do an AWOL Nation cover on this record. That was sort of an intriguing choice.
I did, man. We like to do obscure stuff. I mean, on Beast, we did Black Soul Choir by 16 Horsepower, and it was a very obscure song. And AWOL Nation is an underground band. I mean, pretty obscure underground band at this point right now. And I heard the song, and the lyrics have to hit with me first, and it did. I mean, I have ADD. I've suffered from ADD all my life. I sleep 4 hours a night. I got, tons of bands and tons of businesses I run, and I still can't keep my mind, occupied. I need to do things, and it focuses me for some reason. So I hooked up with the lyrics in my head and went, okay, I really want to do this. And then listening to the groove of the song, it was just evident. I sent the track to the guys, and within literally 5 minutes, everybody gave me the okay and said, yeah, let's definitely cover this. And I love our version of it. From what I'm hearing, the AWOL guys have heard it, and I don't want to put out a quote, but they have said back to other people that, they've liked the song. And there's nothing better than, I guess, doing a cover and having the artist say, hey, good job,
Right, absolutely. And I know all the songs are your children, of course, and it's brand new, but are there one or two songs on this record that sort of resonate more with you or stand out more for you?
Right now I like a song called Shudder. I also really like a song called Desperate Times. But I'm going back and forth. The record is so new; it's really difficult for me to choose. This is one of those records that I believe, when we go out, you don't just play 2 or 3 songs off it and then you get to the next record. I think this is the one where you start dumping some songs off previous records and you play 5, 6 tunes off this live. Eventually, I'd like to play the whole thing live, and I'd like to put out a live record of this record. I think it would flow perfectly. I think it was the continuity. Again, that word, the continuity would be perfect for doing so. So, I'm excited to see what happens.
Nice. And you guys are also including in the deluxe edition a live DVD, I believe.
We are. It is a true live DVD. I did get tired of bands putting out live DVDs, and what they do is they book their biggest show, they bring in as much lights as they can, and they make it really look like that's who they are every single night. What we did is we took it to a club. We took it to a club in Berlin. For people who don't know the city of Berlin, it's harder than New York and LA combined. If they don't like you, they're going to turn their back on you completely. So we took it into Berlin. We took it into a club. We stripped it down. There's maybe only a few lights just so you can see us, and we got down and dirty for 45 minutes. We played about an hour, but we had 45 minutes of okayed music from previous music that we used from Roadrunner. So they're kind of helping us along with that. They okayed some of the tunes, but it's completely live. There's no overdubs whatsoever. Not guitar, not drums, not vocally. So it's an in-your-face live, true live DVD. And I wish more bands would do that rather than recording the DVD, then going in and spending 4 days on overdubs because they messed up live. It's like that's what it was that night. What you're going to see from us in Berlin is what it was that night, which thankfully it was an amazing show.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to seeing it and everything, but you guys are always phenomenal live anyway, which takes us to, and speaking of Germany, you guys are getting ready to go back over and do a big European tour, I believe.
We are. We start rehearsals in a week, and I'm excited to play some of these new songs. It'll be the first time we've really got in a room and threw down on them. And then we go overseas. We do 17 days, and then I fly to New York to do press for 5 or 6 days. I come home for a week, and then we're getting ready to announce a 2-month run in the United States, a co-headline with a really fun band, a good band to tour with. We toured with them before. That's
what I was going to ask you. I heard the North American tour was in the works as well, and didn't know if you'd tell me who the band was yet, but I figured I'd ask. But we'll wait for the announcement, I guess. So what else is going on that fans should be keeping an eye or an ear out for in the world of DevilDriver right now?
Well, I mean, definitely just Winter Kills. Keep your eye on this record. It's one hell of a jam, and we just us as a live band. We can't wait to get on the road. We can't wait to start playing it. Once we do get back in the United States, it will be well over a year since we played in the States, and it's probably the longest break we've taken away from home. you don't want to become that band that's just coming around too much. So we took a little bit of a break, and now we're hoping that when we come back, people will come on out and get down and dirty, get in the pit with us.
Absolutely. We're all hungry to see it again. So before we get out of here, then, the pointless question of the week. If you could appear on any television show or series, what would it be?
Like as an actor, or just appear like somebody talk to me?
Entirely up to you.
Well, I'll tell you what, they're talking to celebrity ghost stories right now, because I got a story that'll absolutely destroy anything they've ever put on their show. So
Nice.
if they decide to do what they're going to do and interview me, that'll be not only a pleasure, but they're going to get a story that's going to give you chills. Yeah.
So we actually have something to look forward to that could actually come to fruition. Beautiful.
Yeah. Well, they're working on it now. That kind of stuff comes from the label, and that's just another good partnership. You know, it's a good reason why you have a good partnership with a label. They can do things like that. But I'm a fan of the show, and I definitely I've got something that they should hear.
Awesome. Dez Fafara of DevilDriver, the new album Winter Kills out August 27th, Napalm Records. Get it, crank it in your ear. Dez, thanks so much for taking the time. We'll look forward to seeing you on the road, brother.
Always a pleasure, sir. See you soon.
Take care.